Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above. And I'm excited, as always, to see what messages come through from Spirit tonight or today, wherever you're at in the world. Before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world. And if you'd like to join me, I more than welcome that, whether you're watching live or on playback. We all can join together outside of space and time and just magnify that love that we can send out to the world. So I'm going to pick a big, deep breath, come back to right here, right now. And just let that love from above cascade down into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world. And of course, if you are in need of love tonight for your heart, your mind, your body, for a loved one, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that, and also allowing me the space to do that as well. So we will get started here in just a quick moment. I do want to make sure everyone knows that we have one day left, actually less than one day, to enter the biweekly drawing. Tomorrow morning, after the final, after my morning session, I'll close it down after I probably eat, and then I will pick winners and make the announcement. So here is the link to that if you want to check that out. If you're interested in signing up to win at least a 30-minute personal recorded reading. I had over 15 comments. If I get over 30, I will add a 45-minute personal recorded reading. And if I get 45 or more comments, I'll add in an additional 1 hour personal recorded reading into the drawing as well. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in that. Also, we have entered Aquarius season. So happy birthday to all you Aquarius Suns. We did put out Pick a Card. So there's a special bonus birthday read in there for all the Aquarius Sun babies. But there's a Pick a Card for everyone else for the Aquarius season. And that runs from like January 20th around to February 20th-ish. So be sure to check that out if you would like to. And then we also moved into the Chinese Lunar New Year. So happy Chinese New Year. There was also a pick a card reading that we created for that. So I am excited for what this next lunar year will bring. Also, this morning, we put out new weekly energy updates for next week. I had the flu, so I was playing catch up. So I grouped them together. I have like by fire signs, water signs. So there's 4 readings in that if you want to check those out as well. So there we have it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pop out the chat here. And we will get started into the readings here momentarily. And let me just make sure this is all up to date. There we go. And shrink it on this screen. Here we are. Much better. Now I can see everything. Much more better. And I think that was everything else. So if you're new to my channel, how I handle the free readings, it is first come, first serve. So I just go at the very top and I work my way down to the bottom of the chat. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step out of line, complete those, and then step back into line for the free readings and continue down on the list from where I left off. If you want to know how to make a donation, if you check the bottom of the chat, there's a little super chat. You can click on that like a little dollar bill. Or if you check out the pinned comment or the description of the video, I also have my Venmo, my PayPal, and most recently my Square and Cash App. I know some people were mentioning Zen. You're not with the times. You don't have Cash App. What's the deal? So I did check into that, and lo and behold, I had access to it. So I did add that in there as well. So that is how it all works. I don't have any donations yet, so we will jump right in to the free readings. And we will start off with Vidi Jalan. So, hey, Vidi, welcome, welcome. And I am going to use the Chinese tarot deck for readings this evening. So, you'd like to know, what does your soul want to tell you right now? And actually, I do have some um, oracle decks, and I have a Ask Your Guides oracle, which I'm being drawn to for you. So we will pull from that deck to see what your soul wants you to know right now. So let's take a look here. And you have the Divine Father that is checking in with you here with new beginnings. So your soul is communicating with the Divine Father, and it is card number 11. So if you're seeing 1111 a lot, or 111, or just the number 11, then definitely that's verification. Says the spark of life from your Divine Father is igniting your imagination, stirring your creative genius, and installing you a strong desire to bring about change. Now is the perfect time for you to act upon your impulses and initiate new beginnings, especially in those areas of your life that leave you presently dissatisfied. So trust your desire for change and ask the Divine Father to give you the courage to initiate it. Commit to your unique new ideas. Start writing that book you've been thinking about. Open that business you've been secretly desiring for so long, or break the ice in a new relationship with someone you've held back from. The Divine Father encourages you to act in confidence. All the elements for your success are in place. Don't hesitate, don't think, and don't play it safe. Take a leap of faith and commit fully to what you really want. Your Divine Father's message to you: go for it. You can't fail. I like it. So, definitely new beginnings, urging, nudging to move forward in those things, especially in those areas, like it said, that you've been feeling dissatisfied in. So that is what they have for you, VD. So many blessings for you. All right, Daisy. Hello, hello. You are up next. And what does Spirit want you to know about the week ahead? Fingers crossed you get a wish granted. Sorry, I got a little tickle on my nose there. What does that mean? I know what scratchy palm is money coming. What does nose mean? All right. So, what does Spirit want you to know about the week ahead? Well, I do like this for you. You do have this Three of Wands that's coming in here, the Three of Staves, which is about a change of direction. And there is a movement, a switching of your path. Um, and I like this coming in here because the Five of Cups shows three spilt cups, which could be dissatisfaction, emotions related to fear, the lower vibrational emotions. And I feel like the Three of Staves here is a change of direction regarding your emotions. You're moving into something that's more in alignment, more within your emotional power, because the two cups that are left over are about your power of choice and that you get to choose your emotion no matter what comes your way. And I like this because I feel like you are really stepping into your, again, your emotional power, rather than feeling that you are swayed and controlled by what comes into your life. Because of some old conditioning, we're all taught very young that when this thing happens, this is what it's supposed to feel like, how you're supposed to react to it, blah, blah, blah. But you're busting out of these old preconceived ideas of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. And you're realizing that whatever comes your way, it doesn't really matter because you get to choose what it means, even though it might be crazy or look crazy. It's like when you get stuck in traffic and people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, blah, blah, blah. But you could be being kept from getting a speeding ticket or getting in an accident where you take someone's life or you lose your life. You also might be being delayed where you walk into somewhere and bump into an old friend you haven't seen in a long time. So you start to realize that I get to choose what I feel as I go through something, even though, we're taught, oh, that's bad. That's a bad thing, right? Reminds me of the old ancient story of townspeople who there was a grandfather who was raising their grandson because he had lost his parents, and so they were living on a farm. And back then, having a horse was beneficial because it was your transportation. It helped you take things to market. It helped you plow the fields. But they didn't have a horse, and so the townspeople were like, "Oh, that's a bad thing." And then a bad storm came through the region, and it scared a horse into their barn, and they got trapped in there. And now they had a horse, so the townspeople are yay. Well, a storm came through a couple weeks later, and it blew down the fence, and the horse escaped. And all the townspeople, oh, that's a bad thing. But they treated the horse so well, it came back with three more of its friends. So they had four horses. And the townspeople were like, way, that's a good thing. But while the grandson was, trying to train the horses and tame them, he got bucked off there and he really injured his leg where he was crippled in his leg. And so the townspeople were, oh, that's a bad thing. But then a month or so later, the emperor of the region declared war on the region next to them, and all able bodied young men had to go to war. But the young man had a wounded leg, so he didn't have to go. So the townspeople were like, yay, that's a good thing. And I love this story because it tells us that we don't know what a good or a bad thing is because we don't see the full picture. So we get to choose in each moment what we want it to mean. And I like that because you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which is things are next week turning for you. It's very fortunate. And you have the Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities coming your way. So a wish granted, I mean, really the Wheel of Fortune would say yes, because the wheel is turning next week in your favor and new opportunities are arising. So I would say that that is a good thing. Wink, wink. Okay. So that is what they have for you, Daisy. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list and have Anya Ohuya. You want to know if Igor has a crush on Ateshi? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know around this. Okay. So with these cards coming in here, Anya, the Strength card is showing me that Igor is more on this inner journey. He's really connecting and spending time, really getting to know themselves. I feel like, the tiger represents our human side, and this person, usually it's a maiden, represents our higher self. And what the story of the Strength card tells us is that when we look outside of ourselves for our what we think and what we're told, actually, that will fill us up and take away our thirst doesn't. And I feel like he has been in this kind of unfolding in his life where he's been really disappointed over and over and over again in the outside world, that he's really turning inward and doing a lot of contemplating, a lot of reflecting going on. Because we have the Two of Coins, which the Two of Coins, the coins, the pentacles is the outside world. But for me, this represents balancing. There's this going back and forth, this balancing of his outside world, because he felt really imbalanced to taking off guard by a lot of disappointments that had come into their life, which is represented here with the Three of Swords, which normally has a huge heart with three swords stuck in it, which represents expectations equal disappointment. And so when he was looking outside of himself, he did face a lot of disappointment, a lot of feelings of heartbreak. And so, again, with these two cards coming out together, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Coins, is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So I don't feel like they have a crush on Ateshi. I feel like they're really just focusing in on their own selves right now, that they aren't so much interested in a whole lot outside of themselves because they've had a lot of disappointments. They're just kind of turned off by the whole outside world right now. And so they're doing quite a bit of inner reflection. So that's what I'm picking up with those cards for Igor Anya. So that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings for you. All right. So let's take a look here. So Sherry L, you are up. Well, you said hello. So I am well. I hope you are well. I see you asked a question here after Rhonda. So you'll be up after Rhonda. So hello, Rhonda. And let's take a look and see what you need to be doing next so that you will have some stability in life. Is it with someone you wish for, or is it for family, with family? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we've got going on, Rhonda. Rhonda. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Okay, I guess so. I was going to say anything else, and then two cards came flying out. Okay. So the first three cards that have themselves are all swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. So really, when we're asking, what you need to do next to find stability in life, it is really diving into your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. Because the Six of Swords is about movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. And both the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords both have this Ace of Swords here. What the Ace of Swords allows you to do is you connect to the capital T truths, those that are rooted in unconditional love from above. And that allows you to cut away some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. All of those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos. If we have disappointment in our life, that means we have expectation, because we only feel disappointment when one of our expectations, one of our conditional rules is not met. And we're given these are all opinions that have been given to us since we were very young, around relationships, whether it's family, friends, work, whatever, situational, education, job, what your body's supposed to look like, what money you're supposed to have, what possessions you're supposed to have. All of these rules and rules and rules that are just compounded upon us since we're very, very young in our early childhood, all the way through all of our lives. And so the reason we feel unstable in life is because we're told to look outside of ourselves for our stability. And that just equals havoc because everything in the outside world is unstable. So when we are told, define your worth by relationships, well, people change, people pass away, people walk away. They're constantly changing. Relationships are not stable. They're not forever. They're seldom ever consistent, right? And then we're told to define ourselves by situations, whether it's our job, our education, our social status, whatever situational things we can get in. But those things are ever changing, so they're not stable either. Then, of course, there's things, our bodies. Define yourself by your body, define yourself by your possessions, by your money, your account, things that we own, things in the world. Well, we know things break down. We know they blow up and burn down. We know they deteriorate. We know that they're stolen, and so all that is unstable. And so when we look outside of ourselves, we're going to find instability for that. So whether it's with someone we wish or family, if they're on the outside world, bzz, they're unstable. We're not going to find stability there. Eventually, we get tired of instability. We get just sick and tired of feeling disappointment, and we turn inward and then upward. And that is where we find our stability. We find this eternal, unconditional love from the creator of all things, from the spirit world on the other side. It's eternal, so it never ever ends. It's unconditional, nothing we can do to lose it, nothing we have to do to gain it. It's ours already, right here, right now. Rumi says that we don't have to find love. We simply need to look at what barriers we've created between us and love. All these conditions, that's what all those swords are, that all these small t truths that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. Those are the things, the barriers that we create between us and unconditional love by putting all these conditions in front of it. So the stability comes in as you question these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, because that Ace of Swords allows you to connect to this unconditional love from above, while also it allows you to cut away these small t truths of fear and really get to the bottom and understanding of what is it that I fear? What is it that I truly fear? Sometimes when we're afraid to be who we are, or express our opinion, or do what we want with our lives, we're afraid of the repercussions of the punishment we'll get from other people, or the praise and support we'll lose from people. But at some point in our life, the ugly feeling of not being your true self outweighs those fears, and that's when we take action. And that's when we make movement. And I kind of feel like you're getting to this point where you're just like, I don't care if I have to sleep on a friend's couch, or get government help, or sleep in a tent somewhere. It's like, what are we afraid of? What are we truly afraid of? So I like this unfolding here for you. We also have the Five of Cups, which allows you, these are like the spilt cups, these disappointments you've had, and you're ready. The Two of Cups here, which I just talked about a moment ago, are the power of choice cups, which tells you that whatever situations unfold, if you feel you're out of control and that you're afraid of when something happens, that this is what it's going to mean for you, right? And it's because we're stuck in expectations, that brainwashing, our conditioning. When this happens, this is how I have to feel. But it's not true. We solely are the only ones that get to choose what we feel as we go through anything. Now, sometimes it doesn't feel like a choice, because from very early on, we've been told, and that, someone's opinion, popular opinion, that when this thing happens, this is how you're supposed to feel about it. And it was reinforced over and over, where we took it on as our own opinion when we were younger, became so much our opinion that it became our habit, and then a reaction where it happens so fast, it doesn't feel like we're making a choice, but we can do things to create a new habit and gain our power back, that I can laugh at a funeral. I can crack up about a flat tire. I can, kick back and enjoy traffic as I sit in it. Whatever it may be, the things that we're taught are supposed to be so bad, we get to choose that. And as you go through all this, there is hope, the light at the end of the tunnel with the sun, which does show that you do have this great amount of light that's being brought into your life to show you these things. So all these dissatisfactions are happening for you so that your cage can be rattled, and you can see how uh, you are feel like you're being controlled by a puppeteer, where you have all the strings attached to you and you're moving around and you feel like I have no control over this. Well, it's time to snip all those strings and get your power back, because that is where you find your stability is in here and upward, not on the outside. So that is what they have for you, Miss Rhonda. Many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. I know this is a fun time of your life, but there's freedom coming for you very, very soon. And I like that for you. All right, Sherry L., you are up. You want to know, what do your spirit guides have to tell you? Please and thank you. You are welcome. And I'm going to pull from the Ask Your Guides Oracle here, and let's see what they have for you. Do you have partnerships and love from the nature spirits? Love that card. Look at all the all the stars up there. It's card number 2. So your spirit guides, known as runners, are working to introduce you to a wonderful new partnership to fulfill, your heart's desire. Whether in the areas of business, friendship, or romantic love, these practical guides are leading you directly toward the appropriate person to best support your soul at this time. Follow your heart as they strive to connect you with the right associations. Be more open to others, especially those whom you meet by chance. Say hello to the new neighbor in your building. Suggest having lunch with the intriguing person who sat next to you at your last business luncheon, or strike up a conversation with that person in front of you in the checkout line, even if it's not your usual habit. In reality, it's not accidental that you suddenly find yourself attracted to certain people. Your runners placed you in their path so that you could meet. Invite these energetic spirit guides to continue to direct you to others who are significant for your soul path. Their message to you: relax. We will make all the necessary introductions you seek. I like it. So trust and trust and trust, and trust that whoever you notice and whoever you have this attraction to doesn't need to be romantic attraction, but if you just feel drawn to people, speak up. Allow your this boldness to come in to strike up a conversation. You might end up finding a lifelong friend, a partner, a business partner, whatever it may be. So I like that for you, Sherry. So that's what they have. Many, many blessings for you. All right. Next up for the next free reading is Esther E. You want to know, what month will you meet your soul partner? All right. Well, let's take a look and see if Spirit will provide us time. Timing stuff they get really iffy about, because it's sometimes it has to do with what we're doing. If we are, there's like a minimum and a maximum. A minimum is when if we do all the self-love work on ourselves, we magnetize ourselves, we draw them in sooner. But if we just do the standard inner reflection around our self-love to raise our vibration, then it can take longer. So that's why when it comes to timing, things can be a little iffy. They'll give you like a range. It's like a furniture delivery, right? They're between 10 a.m. and p.m. You're like, what, really? So you have the Four of Coins. Then you have the Queen of Staves. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. You can meet your soul partner as early as April, but the Queen would be like January of next year. So that's the the timing there. You can do a lot of inner self work and actually meet them in April, anywhere between April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and the Queen would be because you know Ace through 10 would be the 10 months to October. The Page is the 11th month. The Knight is the 12th month. This would be month 13, which would actually be into January. So that's what they have for you, Esther. Ah, no, but that's great. It's encouraging, right? You're like, well, if I just kind of just go along and kind of go as I've been going, January. But you can also do the beautiful looking inward and expanding your self love, looking at what barriers you have to your self worth and what kind of emotions are bubbling up. Do the shadow work, and that'll have it come sooner. So I like it. That's what they have for you, Esther. So many, many blessings to you. All right, Esmeralda, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. And I am well, doing so much better than this time last week, for sure. So I am so grateful for health and have learned a lot about balance, that if you don't balance, you get forced rest and relaxation. All right. So, Esmeralda, you met a guy named Isaac. They offered to carry 50 pounds of clay. Oh, wow. On a cold, rainy day. Oh, okay. Very good. So, what does he think of you? And during your walk, and will you see him again? All right. All right. So on your walk here, you've got the two of coins here, which the two of coins represents like balancing in the outside world. So there was like this um I just feel like an equilibrium that was happening. Almost feel like going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth within him, because the moon also is about phases, right? And so there's like this um, uh, very, it's like they're trying to catch themselves from going in a direction, right? They're trying to stay balanced. They're trying to stay in a phase. But the moon represents intriguingness, unknowingness, hiddenness. And I really feel, okay, yeah, very good. So, it's this, the moon card is just mother, it's Luna. It's very nurturing. So they saw you as someone who's nurturing, but also mysterious at the same time. They're like, there's a lot going underneath the surface that I know that is there. And that's why they were trying to stay balanced and not, go off into all this, really kind of quizzing you to try to find out who you are, what's this all about, what are they picking up, and so I like that they were intrigued, but they also, I feel like they were so hard trying to stay balanced and not to kind of overplay their hand in a way, if you know what I mean. They just kind of were like, okay, I'm just going to take all this in and stay balanced, as they did that. Maybe they were trying to stay balanced too, carrying 50 pounds of clay so they didn't fall over. Ha 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 ha. Ha. So, that's what happens there. Um, so will I think you asked, will you see them again? Yeah, will you see him again? I like the sun card coming in here because this is victory, this is brightness, this is shiny light. So I feel like you will bump into them again and see them again. But in the meantime, there is this letting go of these expectations. The 10 of swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And so your expectations around what will come of it, who they are, who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, blah 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 blah, all that, this is about you're ready to let those go. You're ready to, when you bump into them, let it unfold and not have any expectations. Like when you meet someone, when you first meet someone, and you have no expectations of them, and they're so amazing, and they're just overflowing, right? And then the more like we get to know them, our expectations of what we want from them and expect from them keeps growing, and this awesomeness is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, and soon we get married and they're falling short suddenly, right? But I love that, it's having no expectations, allowing someone to be who they are, and then we can be appreciative of who they are rather than focusing on suddenly who they're not being. You know what I'm saying? So I like this. In the meantime, it's like letting go of expectation and just looking at it as an adventure, and not trying to change them to be someone else, or um, you know suck the air out of the sail with expectations. You have the Eight of Cups too, and the Eight of Cups here does tell us that it's about leaving behind old emotions that no longer serve you, and that helps you move forward too. Yeah, 18. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, the waiting period, and for what you're going through and doing, there's this understanding and this kind of not revolution but evolution of how you perceive relationship, who someone, again, someone's supposed to be, old emotions, old ways of feeling, leaving them behind so that you can move forward, in a future relationship. I don't necessarily see that. The sun card is about you meeting again, but we didn't ask about, will you get into a relationship and live happily ever after, or anything. So those didn't come through in the cards. But while you're waiting, there's always wonderful self-love work that we can do while we're waiting, to meet individuals again and to understand who someone is, and etc. So I like it for you, Esmeralda. So that is what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. All right. Okay, so the next free reading coming up here is for Luna. So, what does his now ex girlfriend think of you? She contacted you this week to tell you that you weren't the only girl. Oh, goodness. Let's take a look here. So, what does this ex girlfriend think of you? Okay. Well, she thinks of you as, the king of wands is someone who, is confident, stands in their power, fiery personality, can really get things done and really direct their energy. And the queen of swords is also a balance between heart and mind. So they do see you as a balanced individual, and someone that holds a lot of power. And I do see here we have the moon card, which is can mean hidden things, and the seven of swords, which is the deceiver, deception, thievery. Normally this is about your own thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, but with these two coming out together, with the unknown, the hidden, and deceit, I would uh, urge you to heed their advice. I don't think that they are trying to destroy the relationship with the new. Um, I really feel that they kind of have a uh, respect for you, and they don't want what happened to them to happen to you. So I would really look and consider that there might be some hidden things, some deception that's happening between you and this him. So I know we hate to have that, but thankfully, they're wanting to keep you from going a long time with this individual. Like maybe they were with them for a while and they didn't know all along because they had the wool over their eyes. And they found out like months and months after they've been one of many or one of a couple. And so they just are watching out for you. So I would heed um, their message. Not everything, of course. Okay. Yep. He's out for sure. So, yeah. What? Oh my gosh. Poor. When people do that, it's not about us. They're unhappy on the inside, and we're all taught to look for our happiness on the outside. Not that I'm condoning their behavior at all, but just understanding that it's not personal. They're unhappy. Scorpio. Yeah, get rid of the Scorpio. Men, no, actually, all of us, we all, you know, uh, search for love on the outside of us. Just we all go about it in different ways, depending on our upbringing and everything else. So, they do have this trying to find happiness on the outside, but they won't find it until they're happy on the inside. So they feel like, I need all these people to make me happy. And it's like, obviously, no one has, because you keep on going you know, through like a Pringles can. You just can't get enough. So, well, I'm glad that you have clarity. So, but that's what they have for you, Luna. So hang in there. Um, and maybe someday they will find their true happiness on the inside. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. Dollface Diva, you were up. You'd like a general for next week. Excellent. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know for next week. All right. So the week kind of starts off where you're like, what is going on here? The five of wands here represents like this energy that starts off feeling kind of like conflict, fear. Um, and so it starts like a whirlwind, where you're just like, what is going on here? But then things do, flush out by the end of the week. So don't get too caught up into the firestorm of what's going on around, as I don't feel like it's necessarily directly impacting you, but you're getting hit by some of the shrapnel that's happening in some people's lives around you. You have the hanging ghost, which is usually the hanged man. It's, someone hanging upside down from a tree. And there's this patience, and just know that, try to see things from a higher perspective, from a distance, which is what I like. You're seeing it from up above looking down. And so, you can kind of just keep yourself at that distance. You don't need to get involved. You don't need to solve anything for anyone. Whatever the drama that's going on, you can just watch it. You don't have to, you can sit in the audience, the live studio audience, and not get up on stage. So I like that for you, because you do realize, with the Eight of Swords coming in, as you're experiencing and watching what's unfolding in like the beginning of the week, the Eight of Swords is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and you're becoming aware of what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made you feel blinded and restricted and trapped, because you're seeing it play out. And when you're seeing it play out, it's triggering reflection for you, going, oh, see, now I would have done that too. Or, oh, I see how they're reacting and I see their fear. Because you're not in it yourself, you're able to really get the moral of the story of the play that's unfolding outside of you, which allows you to release some of these limiting beliefs, these, like I said, these beliefs that are making you feel trapped and restricted. You do have the Two of Coins, the Two of Pentacles, which is about balancing, which, like I said, by the end of the week, it would be like Monday, Tuesday, the drama holds. The Wednesday, you're learning and reflecting. Thursday, things calm down and balance out. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, you have this Ace of Swords, which is new ways of thinking, new communication, new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets that really settle in. And so you apply what you learned during the week and you kind of have this extra freedom that comes in, which I do like for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Diva. So many blessings to you. All right. Aurora at 91. You will be the next free reading coming up here. You're very welcome, Luna. Take a quick sip here. All right. Will you meet S soon? And clarity on your connection. So, will you meet S soon? We'll look at that first. And clarity on your connection. So, will you meet them soon? We got the Queen of Cups here, and the Queen of Cups is the emotions. She rolls over them, and not only what a beautiful card too. Love the cranes, and they but all the queens are given extra helping of emotion, so she's double whammy emotion. So, um, I feel like that you don't meet real soon because this Queen of Cups, they're showing me like a mermaid who dives deep into the deep depths of emotion and understanding, and you're diving into yourself. So I feel like you are doing some deep diving while this waiting period is happening. It is about turning inward, and downward into some emotions that can be released because there's things that you don't want to be bringing into something new in the future. So there's this pause that's happening for you in order to accomplish that. I feel here too, there is this rebirth that's happening because of that. The Nine of Cups is known as a wish fulfillment card, an emotional contentment feeling, in our wishes. And the death happens to your old wishes. I feel like before you do this deep diving, you have this idea of what you think you want because you've been told a lot of the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. But after you deep dive, you revise it. You have some change to what you are really wanting in your life because you're realizing that some of what was drawing people into your life was some old pain, some old beliefs about yourself, of your worth, and that was drawing this lower vibrational energy into you. But as you're doing this deep diving and you're raising that love vibration, you're going to be drawing in different individuals into your life. And the reason I say that too, because you do have the Three of Swords, which normally has a huge heart on it with three swords stuck in it, which is the expectations equal disappointment card. And then you have the Ten of Swords, which is usually has someone laying down on the ground exhausted, almost dead, with all of these swords stuck in their back, which represents all these trying to live up to all those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos, all those expectations. And I like this because the Three of Swords is the heartache and the pain that you had before. But the Ten of Swords is that you're ready to leave that behind. You're ready to move forward and let those go because you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired of trying to live up to everyone's expectations and trying to make sure everyone else also lives up to those expectations. And you're ready for some freedom. You're ready for all that energy that you've been investing in other people and all of the trying to live up to those expectations, because you do have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Staves, which is about all of that energy. It's passion and drive and ambition, but overall energy that all comes back to you because you're not investing it trying to live up to all that stuff on the outside. It's all a lot of energy it takes, and also a lot of energy to maintain some old wounds. And when you release those and do that inner shadow work with that deep diving, like that mermaid, right? All that energy that was being used to maintain that emotions also comes back to you. So I really like this for you as it's unfolding here for you, Aurora. So many, many blessings to you. All right. All right. And I did get a donation. So we will take a look here. Very interesting. You are very welcome. All right. All right. Very good. Thank you, Renee. I did get your donation. So we will, um, sure, let's take a look here and see when. We'll look at the job here, but I'm going to answer the other question first here. Too funny. So I'm laughing because the combination of these. So the first card, let me go this back so I can see it here. There it goes. So we have the Emperor card, which the Emperor means you can be seen as someone who very much wants to be in charge, organized, stable. Okay, let's go. Someone who steps up and kind of takes control, not like a control freak, but someone who steps up and gets stuff done, takes charge. And so if there's a lot of wishy-washiness happening, and it's like, all right, everybody, let's go here, let's do this, and really, kind of moving in to a supervisory role, right? And this is about your question that you sent on PayPal. That's why I'm cracking up about it. But you also have the Lovers card, and by the way, three major arcana, so these are very strong energies. But also the Lovers, which is a loving individual, like partnership, friendship, very loving individual. And so even though there's this take charge person, they see someone who really cares about people and cares about individuals there. So I like that too. So I like that. Then you have the tower. That's what I was really cracking up about, because it's like move. The tower is about normally about things are moved out of our life on purpose for a purpose and moved into our life on purpose for a purpose. But I almost feel like, especially with that Emperor, with the combination, I feel like there's this, they, um, I'm trying to think of the goddess who is known for destruction, and I don't know why I'm spacing it right now, but Kali, right? And so I kind of feel like that. It's like when they're very loving and very nurturing, but they also will take things out when they need to be taken out. So it's like that's the kind of energy. Of course, when we're looking at what other people think about us, they're going to see themselves reflected in the mirror. So that's why you also get a wide variety of opinions, strong opinions, uh, because people see themselves when they look at you. So, that's kind of what they're looking at there. You have the Eight of Swords, which is what they're referring back to you, with your original question. Just um, this is you realizing what of your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own mindsets that will have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped, and you're realizing these, and you're freeing yourself, you know, from that, right? So I like that, and I'm going to call you uh, Renee Kali, not Lee, but Kali. That's funny. So that's what they have for that. Um, uh, for that question. And then real quick here, your time frame on job you've been asking about. All right, so let's see. More specifically, is it going to be next week? And what about the week after? Okay. So next week, I feel like there's going to be a movement because you've got the Page of Wands, which is new energy, new passion that's coming in, new energy around it. And the Queen of Swords is balancing heart and mind. So I feel like next week you are going to get some communication on that, because the Swords is also about communication, and Queen, Jessica will be reaching out to you, right? So I feel like next week is when you're going to get some movement on this. I feel like they had to wait on some budget approval stuff. But I feel like next week you should be getting communication of some sort from them on that for you. So I like it. So that's what they have you, Renee Kali. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Many, many blessings to you. All right. So we left off with Kiara Love. So you'll be the next free reading up. Let me just take another drink here. So let's see what we have coming in here. So the future and purpose of your connection with D. So future and the purpose. All right. So the future that and your connection with D here. I mean, you've got the Page of Wands, which just have to do with some passion, some energy, fireness that will kind of spark more between you two. The Queen of Pentacles, it is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, but it is about sensuality. So I feel like the future connection, there's a lot of, I'm not going to say love because it's not that, it's more sensuality, it's attraction, that is the future of you two right now. It doesn't mean that it won't head that direction, but it's like your future right now that they want you to be aware of. It's going to be very fiery and passionate, is that kind of draw that you have, and that they have for you. When you asked about the purpose of that connection, the first card that popped out was the Seven of Wands, which the Seven of Wands is this, like usually there's someone up on a hill and there's people attacking them. And it's because this person on the hill has been set higher, and people who are feeling low about themselves don't like that you're happy, that you are like this bright light on a hill of, like, what was it? There was an old movie called I think it was Broadcast News. And someone asked him there, what do you do when your reality surpasses your dreams? And the other person was like, you keep it to yourself. And that's kind of the energy that's there, is that, there's this brightness and you're just shining. And there's some people that are feeling low and they don't like it. They're like, come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. And I feel like the purpose is for you to be able to not take it personally. Let them, you know, just know it's not about you, that it's about them feeling low about themselves. And if you want to, just out of compassion, you can help raise them in ways, but you don't have to. But you don't have to defend yourself. And I feel like the purpose of this is for you to allow yourself to be happy, because you also have the next card that popped up was the Magician card, which is about you standing in your power, standing in this. It's not about just being a receiver, it's divine masculine energy, which we all have both within us. And it's about you um, allowing yourself to want what you want, to desire what you want, to manifest what you want, to move forward and ask for what you want, not be a chalice going, I'll take whatever you are able to bring to me. It's like, no, I want this. You are putting your power forward, which I like, because you also have the divine feminine energy coming in here with the Empress, which she rules over all queens. But it also, again, a lot like with this Queen of Coins here, these are like cousins, because she's all about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, again, sensuality. Both of these were sensuality. So I feel like a lot of purpose between it is for you to express yourself and allow yourself to have what you want, and not to worry about what everyone else is saying or wanting. So I feel like there's this freedom that comes in with that. So that is what they have for you, Kiara. So well, well, well. Many blessings to you. All right. All right. And Renee. So you'd like some information energy of how they view you. Okay. You are very welcome, Kara. So, again, how they view you is how they view themselves, right? So, this doesn't necessarily mean this is how you are, but this is how they view you, right? Too funny. All right. So they view you as the Emperor. I thought, oh my God, we're going to get all the same cards coming out here. But we didn't. This is the only card that repeated. But they do see you as someone who is a take charge kind of individual, someone who's stable, not someone like a go-getter, a self-starter, right? As they talk about in corporate life and business, that it's someone who takes takes charge, doesn't just do just what's required. You go above and beyond. You want to organize things. It's like they come in and you were like who organized the file room? And you're like, well, um, I know, I'm doing this and da 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 da. And so they like that. They really do, like this. Go getter, take charge. I'm in there. They also see you as the King of Cups, which is a balance between heart and mind. So, you're passionate, your emotions, you have emotional intelligence, but you also have mental intelligence. And so they like that about it, that you're just well rounded with all of that. They see here the Eight of Cups, and I feel like they might have asked you, well, why do you want to leave the job that you're at now? And this Eight of Cups is saying, that there's just you're leaving behind old things that no longer serve you, and you're ready to move into something that's more towards your wish fulfillment. And I feel like you've shared that with them. They might have asked that, but they are definitely they liked your answer about why you're leaving your former job. And like you said there with, you don't have to stop asking and you can ask as many times as you want. But like I said, it's taking longer than expected. Well, here's the Six of Swords. The Three of Swords is the expectations card. You're leaving old ways of thinking behind, moving into new ways of thinking. And here's the Hanging Ghost. You're like, yeah, I feel like I've been hanging by my neck. I'm ready. This was the waiting period. And the waiting period happened for you to move from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. Letting go of control, letting go of expectations. You can ask for what you want, but when you let go of the how and the when and the outcome, that allows spirit and the universe to work miracles and do things. I feel like it's going to be worth the wait, though. I feel like, there things are being worked out, of course, always for us, but I feel like they're working things out, maybe for more pay or, you know, um, I just feel like they've been working on stuff, and it being the beginning of the year, there's always all this red tape and hooplas and stuff. But I feel like the pause, the hanging around, has been for you to really release old ways of thinking, and to learn to go with the flow, and to understand that. But I still feel very positive about it. I don't feel like they're saying, things aren't working out, that because you got the Six of Wands here, which is victory and recognition. So I still feel it's headed your way, Renee Kali. So don't have any devastation. Just go with the flow. It'll come. I really feel next week you'll get some messages from them with that Queen of Swords that you got. So I like it for you. So patience, grasshopper, patience. All right. But that's what they have. So many, many blessings for you. All right. So continue moving down the list. I am at the top of the first hour. So I like to let everyone know, especially if you're new to my channel, what I do. I'm usually on for these sessions for 2 hours. And I try to get through as many free readings as I can. So I do go down in order from the top to the bottom. And if anyone makes a donation, as you just noticed, I step out of the free readings to honor the energy exchange, complete those, and then I step back in where I left off and continue going down the list. If you do want to have your reading moved to the top, prioritized, then a donation of any kind is all that it takes. And I do honor those. I know everyone has different pay, different financial situations in our life, throughout our lives even. So I don't look at amounts. It's just the energy exchange that I honor with those. So that's it for now. I'll talk more as we get further on through the session, as we get closer to the end, on other options, etc. So the next free reading we have coming up is Sio Shanta. And you want to know just a general reading from Spirit. And I do want to pull here from the Oracle of E first. All right. You got Bibi Steps, card number 5. And let's see what this comes in here. I mean, obviously, it's kind of self-explanatory. These are pretty funny cards, too, sometimes. Says, everything is baby powder fresh right now. It's new. It's exciting. And, of course, you're not quite sure how it's going to work out. You're not supposed to. It would ruin the surprise. But go ahead. Take that first step. All great quests have got to begin somewhere. So they are telling you, it's all new. Whatever this new thing is that has come into your life or is coming into your life, just allow yourself to step into it. Don't try to define it and figure it all out. Just go with the flow with it. And because you got the 10 of Swords, which is all expectations, letting them go. The 10 is about being exhausted, trying to live up to all the expectations or get other people to live up to our expectations. And so you're ready to let that go, so that you can move forward. And then you have the Ace of Wands. So new passion, new drive, new ambition coming in. So this does represent that newness that the other card had mentioned here that is coming forward. Yeah. Page of Coins, new opportunities coming your way. Wheel of Fortune, endings and new beginnings. So you definitely, I mean, you got two tens and you got two, like an ace and a page, which is all about new beginnings. So endings and new beginnings, things turning, the wheel is turning for you. That's coming up here. So step into it with these changes that are coming, and release the need to control the how and the when and the outcome. Just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey is what I'm feeling quite a bit there. So that's what they have for you, Shanta. So many, many blessings for you. All right. And we'll continue moving down the list. So Jessica Sample, you are up next. So yes, all is well now. It was well when I was sick too. You know, when you're sick and you just don't have any energy to do anything but sleep and watch Netflix with your eyes closed, it is all well, right? And you want to know what good is coming towards you and what can you look forward to. All right, let's take a look here. Okay. All right, what is this? All right. So I do like this for you. You start off here with the King of Swords, and swords are your thoughts and your beliefs and mindsets and expectations. And not only does the king, oh, there he goes, because he doesn't want to focus, but he has the Ace of Swords here. Not only does he rule over air in the mind, but all the kings are given an extra portion. So he's really all about the mindsets, the thoughts, the beliefs. And I feel like this is about commitment. This is about partnership and um, knowing what your truths, what your deep truths are. You're really figuring things out. I feel like there's been disappointments and things letting you down a lot, and you're just tired. You're just ready for this change, because you have the Tower card that's coming in here, which represents that there's been some things that have been moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose, and things moved into your life on purpose for a purpose. But things were moved out to make space for the new and to clear your path for a movement forward. Part of this purging, part of this changing is thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And and you're really figuring things out. You're figuring out where did my this belief around that come from, and you're realizing from your past where it came uh, from your childhood, from experiences, and you're like, oh, I see. And so you're cutting away these fears of losing conditional love, and you're realizing all of these roles that you've been struggling so much to maintain. And you do have the Eight of Wands coming in here, which is all this energy that you were investing in trying to make those things happen. It's all coming back to you. And I like that because with all of this, you do have the Heavenly Master, which is the Hierophant in the Standard Tarot. And it has like dual meaning, which I feel both do apply to you in this situation. Because one, it's about you really getting into your truth, not all those truths that you were given, small t truths rooted in all those fears of praise and punishment when we were young. But this is about you determining what is your capital T truth, that which is at your core, not in your mind and what you've been conditioned with. And so you're really diving deep and getting into that. It also represents commitment, marriage, and because the it's usually a kind of a high priest type of spiritual leader. You know, those that marry and those that take care of the justice of the peace and things like that. And so that represents that too. And I feel like you're moving more and more away from all these restricting thoughts and beliefs, allowing things to really open up for you. So I feel like this is what you can look forward to, is some freedom and some movement forward. And I do like that for you. So that is what they have for you, Jessica. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So continue moving down the list. And Nita Bala, you'll be the next free reading. All right. So you want to know what is Gurpreet's current energy towards you? The Libra. Balanced energy, I'm sure. No. They actually are the roll over the partnership house too, I believe. So let's see what else. All right. So the first card that came out is the Magician card here. So their current energy, it's very divine masculine, very forward moving, and it's very fiery, it's very focused, like they're able to point their magic wand, and that's where they expand, that's what they grow. And I feel like, especially, you have the Page of Swords coming in here, which the Page of Swords can be new thought, new expectation, new belief, but I feel like there's going to be new communication coming in around this energy. You're going to be getting this clarity that's coming in around it, but I feel like they're doing a lot about trying to figure out their own self as well. With the Ace of Swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective, trying to figure out in their mind. So I really feel like they're caught up in their mind a lot, but they're trying to put action around it. But they're like, but what do I want? So they're I feel like they're a little bit bouncing back and forth, which makes sense too here with the Temperance card, because the Temperance card is about, usually they have two cups and they're going back and forth because it's called tempering, and they're doing this alchemy where they're transforming things and changing things, and each time they're going back and forth, they're figuring things out. It's also the Patience card, I know, but so it's taking time for them to get things figured out inside their head. Um, but I feel, we have the Empress card, which is about new birth, new beginnings, harvest, sensuality too. So I feel like that Magician card really, the first impressions I got with that were a bit um, passionate, um, desiring intimacy, but they're figuring things out, right? And so I feel like the Empress stands on her own. She rules over all the queens. She holds her power. She doesn't give it away. And I kind of feel like there's this regalness that spirit is having you attuned to, that is within you, regarding, Gurpreet. It's taking time. It's taken a long time. And I just feel like there's this, like I said, regalness and respect for yourself that spirit just wants to bellow up and within you. And as always, whenever we have a kind of a patience card regarding love situations, it's always an opportunity for us to work and grow our self-love, because the more we raise our vibration of our self-love, the faster things move in the outside world. But also, the more self-love we have, the more we can love others, and we can receive love from them, because we can't receive love from others more than the extent we love ourselves, nor can we give more love more than the extent we love ourselves. So it's important while we're waiting. It's a win-win, win-win-win if we focus on our self-love, knowing that it's going to unfold as it's going to unfold. And you can't control anything on that outside. You can only control what's going on in your inside. So that's what they have for you right now, Benita. So many, many blessings for you. All right. So CC Lindsay, you'll be the next free reading coming up here. And what are Ken's true feelings and intentions towards you currently? All right, let's take a look here. So his true feelings, we do have the Ace of Wands, which is passion. So there is some attraction there. And the feelings, and so we're talking about feelings, but we get swords, we get thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, really mind stuff, moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, from rocky waters to calmer waters. So I feel like there is this changing of their perceptions and how they're looking at things, but this, I feel like this passion, this fire that ignites within them. It's like the battle between the mind and their fire within them. So I don't see cups, which would be about love, which is what we want, right? But I feel passion and thinking is what's going on with them. And you're like, yeah, makes sense, right? You're like, that pretty much is them to a T. They're in their mind until they're in their loins, It's just like, that's what I am getting from spirit. So I have to communicate how they're telling me it there. Their intentions towards you, there's the moon, which is about the hidden, the unknown below the surface. There's a lot of hidden intentions that are there that are not coming forward. It's being masked below the surface, the subconscious and the unconscious, which is telling me that they really don't know what they're intending. I feel like they're just um, kind of shooting from the hip, just doing whatever feels right next, and they don't have any clear plan, clear intentions because it's all bubbling down here below the surface. We have the Nine of Wands too, which is again the fire energy, and there seems to be an energetic block because the Nine of Wands usually has like nine wands that are blocking their way, and they haven't realized. I just feel like they're wandering. It's like a ship that's aimless at sea, and they haven't figured out that they hold the power to, the wheel or the stern. I think it's called the stern that helps direct and navigate. I don't feel like they've discovered how to do that, and they kind of just are wandering around at the whim of their subconscious and unconscious, and they just are flying by the seat of their pants. And no clear plan is what I really feel with that, Lindsay. So yeah, very interesting. And you're just like probably like, oh well, you nailed them, right? But that's what they have for you, Lindsay. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. Uh Enjoy the pirate ship, right? But that's what they have. So Smriti Mandal, you are up next. Sorry if I mispronounced your name there. And you'd like to know what are Debraj's current feelings towards you. All right. So let's take a look here. What are their current feelings towards you? All right. Well, You have the Ace of Cups, which is this new love feeling. So there definitely is emotion there. Also have the Nine of Cups, which is like a wish fulfillment card. So very much there, the feelings that are there, there's a great amount of love and it's almost like dream come true kind of emotion that is bubbling within them. Of course, then you have all this divine masculine energy that comes in, King of Swords, double into their minds, so way off into their minds and their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets and their expectations. And then the King of Cups rolls over emotion, but they're also given a portion of air. So you've got three portions of mind and one of emotion. And so they're really off into their head about stuff. And their heart has like a fourth share in decision making, and their mind has three-fourths the share. So, it's all about the mind that's going on now. The heart's given some, at least a one seat at the table, but the brain has three seats at the table. So the decisions and the thinking and the deep thinking and the overthinking are there, and so they're just all in their head about so much they feel, but then their head just takes over. Um, we also have the Ace of Wands, which is passion, new passion. So, with both of these, this is good. I mean, this is all within them. It's just their mind has to be overridden and bypassed. It's looping right now. It's going in circles, thinking about things, the shoulds, the need tos, the supposed tos, the have tos. So they're really consumed about trying to please a lot of people and a lot of rules and around stuff. So it's like it just kind of takes away the wind out of a sail when it's almost like I don't know why they're saying it this way, but it's like when you tell a joke that you think is hilarious, and then someone goes, "I don't get it. Explain it to me." And you explain it, and then it's like, "Oh, I get it." Ha, ha, ha. Like it takes all the oomph away from it. And I feel like there's all this passion and this love that's in there, but the mind just kind of douses the flame right now. So that's what's going on right now. That's their current feelings and their thoughts that are going on right now for you, sweeties. So hang in there. I know those thinkers. What are you going to do? All right. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you. All right. So, Project Skyfalls, you are up next. And so, what good is coming towards you in February? Let's take a look here. So, what good is coming towards you in February? All right. All right. So February, you have the Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion. And the Five of Cups, of course, is the spilt. So if you've been in a funk, if you've been having some lower vibrational emotional things happening, disappointments and fears and those types of things, this tells us that in February you are moving past it. You are ready to finish your mourning period or whatever, and you move out of your funk by choice. I really feel this Knight of Cups, it's just you decide, all right, I've had enough of this. I've dwelt on it, but I'm ready to have some sunshine come into my life. And so, even if you make, okay, February 1st, I'm purposing I'm going to change my emotional energy because the Five of Cups has three cups spilled, but there's two cups behind, which shows your power of choice that you get to choose in each moment what emotion you want to feel. Neither is right, neither is wrong. It's either an emotion of fear related to that fear of losing conditional love or of unconditional love and joy and bliss, all those wonderful things. And so Where one restricts and retracts when we feel all that fear, the other expands and grows and shines light. And we get to feel those. So they're different, but that neither's right or wrong. And I feel like February 1st, you're like, I'm putting on my calendar. Today, I'm choosing happy. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing bliss. And you're changing your energy. And I feel like there's this wonderful change from fear to gratitude that kicks in for you too. Um, Yeah, and then you have this, also this Ace of Staves and the Queen of Staves. And so this tells me too, because they both hold the Ace of Wands here, which is about you stepping into your power, you focusing your energy in this realization. The Queen really steps in and drives her energy in a specific direction. The Ace of Wands is this awareness that when we focus on what we are fearing, what we don't want in our life, what's in our life that we don't want or we feel is missing, when we focus on that, that grows and that expands. But when we focus on, like we were talking about, gratitude and unconditional love and joy and peace and what we do want, then that grows and expands. And I feel like this is a significant change that happens here for you, and things really kick in because you also have here the Hierophant or the Heavenly Master, and the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles. The Heavenly Master has you realize what is your capital T truth. You're really weeding through what it is that you want from your life. Who do you want to be? How do you uniquely want to express the unconditional love in your heart with the world, and not trying to live up to all of what you've been taught about the world, which is what the King of Pentacles also brings in some great awareness, because he has the Ace of Pentacles here, which is about really understanding a new way of looking at their worth in relationship to the outside world. Because one of the big pieces of wisdom that he learns is that when he defined himself by the outside world, he felt very unstable. His worth felt very unstable because we're told, look to relationships, situations, and things for your worth. And all those things are unstable. Relationships, people change, pass away, walk away. They're unstable. Situations never stay the same. And things, it breaks down, it deteriorates, it blows up, it burns down, it's stolen. So all the outside stuff is unstable. And eventually that king turns inward and upward and finds that which is stable, which is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. So there's this beautiful, beautiful clarity that comes in the month of February for you, that brings like this feeling of freedom. So I really like that for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Skyfalls. So many, many blessings to you. I like it. All right. So Anjali, the Virgo, you are up next. Happy to see you again as well. So let's take a look here and just anything that you need to know. Absolutely. And I feel like we want to go to the Return of Spirit Oracle here. So let's take a look and see. What does Spirit have for you, Anjali, right now? Do you have contact? I call these the spiritual ink blot test too. So whatever you see within that is also a special message for you, but we will read from the book. It says life's great synchronicities and the alignment of fateful events is very dependent on our contact and connections with other people. You've drawn this card today because it's important for you to make contact with someone in particular in your life. This one-on-one communication could be by phone or email, text message, or in person. In whatever way that contact happens, it is important that you reach out. Sometimes we resist or procrastinate doing the very things that will help to move us along on our path. The contact card is asking that you look at whatever resistance you may have and gently push yourself forward to do what needs to be done. Perhaps you need to contact someone and deal with an emotional issue you would rather avoid, right? Maybe you have neglected speaking with a family member, a loved one, or a friend. Do you need to get past your fear of making a business call? Spirit is asking that you be brave and make contact with a certain individual. The stagnant energy that is being held through your resistance needs to be released and this will help to aid in the flow of new energy, healing, empowerment, and manifestation in your life. Energetically, you will be free to set up and align the next step of your journey. This card can also indicate that there is a very important person coming along in your life with whom you are about to connect. Be present within yourself when meeting anyone new over the next week or two. Be mindful of the energy surrounding anyone you connect with, especially if it is unexpected or synchronistic, as this person could be playing an important role in your future. Woo-hoo-hoo. So if those first ones didn't resonate about, someone didn't come to your mind of who you have been avoiding contacting to resolve things or a business contact to be able to move forward on something, then it's someone new coming. So I like it for you, Anjali. That is what they have for you this evening. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So Mira, you are up next for the next free reading. And you would like for the month of February, what would Spirit like you to know? Let's take another quick sip here. All right. So, Mira. So you have the Confucius card, which this is normally the judgment card. It's the calling up higher. Your higher self is calling you to a different place in your life, a higher perspective, um, calling you out from. Usually, there's like an angel with a horn and people being raised from the grave, and it's raising you from the existing in this life to something higher, something that is more in alignment with what is wish fulfillment, that which makes your heart sing. So there's this feeling of doing the things that everyone else has told you you're supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do. These dreams that were given to you, all the conditioning that was put upon you in your life, but you're figuring this out because with the Eight of Swords, these swords are your beliefs, your mindset, your attitudes, those expectations, all those popular opinions of the supposed to, right? But you're figuring out here with this Eight of Swords that those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets that kept you restricted and blinded and trapped and small and kept you from moving forward and doing what you want in life out of fear of punishment or a fear of losing support. But you're just getting sick and tired of existing and feeling like you're existing and you're ready to live. You're ready to have wish fulfillment energy and livelihood in your life rather than status quo and trying to meet everyone else's needs. So I like that. February is a freedom month for you. And I like it. If you don't feel that way yet, you will very soon because it's getting close to having you feel like you just can't take it anymore. So I do like that. All right. So the next free reading will be Mary PM, but I did get a donation. So thank you so much. And let me take a look here and see if you already have your question. If you haven't put your question out there, you can throw it out there. I'm just scrolling down to make sure I haven't missed it here. Okay, there. Thank you so much. Guerra means war. So, yeah, if you want to throw your question out there, we will pull cards. And thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. It is your turn, Guerra. So, when you make a donation, I do prioritize you. So, if you want to put your question down, I will go to you next. So, while we're waiting for you to type that in, just for the sake of time, since we're down to like the last 30 minutes, I'm going to pull Mary PM. You want to know if there's any major change in the month of February. So, let's take a look here. Let's see if there's any major change that Spirit would like you to know for February here. There is a change, because we do have here the 10 of Wands here, which is 10 is endings and means new beginnings are coming in. The energy that you've invested, you are ready to really, instead of investing it in so much, in so many different areas, you're really cutting away where you're investing your energy and you're really fine tuning it in one direction. Because you have the Five of Swords, where you've been having some conflicting thoughts and mindsets. You're really winning those away. You're really deciding what it is. You've been torn between things because you had, some supposed to's and shoulds and need to, some fears of losing some conditional love, but you also have what your desires are that you've been wanting, and your own capital T truths that you've been wanting to maintain. And you do that. You have the Ace of Swords here, coming in, which this is connecting to your capital T truths, those that are rooted in unconditional love, that allow you to cut away some of the small t truths that are causing conflict within you. Because you ultimately end up with the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. Normally, there's someone sleeping on the Ace of Swords, and they've cut away other of those thoughts and those beliefs and mindsets. So I do feel like if you've been conflicted in decision, and going back and forth and back and forth, February is the month where you're just like, okay, I'm done overthinking this. I know what I want. I'm afraid to do what I want, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then it just restarts and refreshes things. So I do like that for you, Mary. It's you know, when our fears outweigh the ugly feeling of not being and living our true self, um, we don't make change, we don't make movement. But when the ugly feeling of not being ourselves outweighs, when we make change. And I feel like that's the major change that's coming up here for you in February. So many blessings to you. All right. All right, Guerra means war. Thank you so much. And you want to check in on your connection with DW. All right, very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's take a look. Your connection with DW. What would Spirit like you to know? All right, let's see what we have here. So you have the Empress card is the first card that's coming out, which is about new birth. Um, Also stepping into your feminine, divine feminine power as well. And so, she's also has this sensuality about her, and she just steps into her. She's so comfortable within her own skin. She's just the embodiment of, the divine feminine, and um, doesn't feel like they have to please everyone. They're just, it's mother nature, mother nurture. She doesn't have all these roles. She doesn't have all this. She just allows herself to flow in nature, and it's just beautiful. And so there's this kind of energy that's coming with your connection there, but it starts with you and with this feeling that just overflows out. Like you radiate that. And I like that. You also have the star card coming in, which is a wish fulfillment card, right? So very much this beautiful balancing um, of things that comes in with it, but it also is about really understanding and getting clarity around what your true wish is in regard to this connection with them. Yeah. Me too. Happy birthday. If you haven't checked out your Aquarius season pick a card, there's a special birthday bonus there for you too. But yeah, so this is so perfect. So stepping into your power, your comfortability with yourself as well. And you have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands tells us that wherever you focus your energy is what does expand for you as well. And I like that because when we focus on what we do want in our life and focus on gratitude for what is in our life and focus on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all of that expands. But when we focus on what we feel is missing or what's in our life that we don't want or what we fear will come into our lives, we feed that instead. We're very powerful. And so I feel like Spirit is saying with your connection, it goes whatever way your energy flows. And so if you are focusing on what you're, that grows and expands. And if we drift over to what we are not doing or what's missing, then that expands. And so when we catch ourselves over here, we're gentle. If that's what we want to grow, we can continue to do that. But if we're like, no, that's not what I want, we just correct and move back to what we are wanting in our life. And that's why I feel that wish fulfillment card coming in with the Two of Wands is telling you that too. You do have the Hermit card. So it is still important for you with this connection that you are spending time on your inner journey, being guided by spirit and following the path within, because they want to make sure you're maintaining that, because the more you work on this, the more your self-love expands and the more things unfold in the outside world. I do see here with both the Ace of Cups and the Heavenly Master. Ace of Cups is new love, and the Heavenly Master is about commitment. So I feel like the progression heads towards this direction. This is definitely a possibility, but it does take, making sure you're maintaining that inner journey of self love, because as we say on the channel, we can't love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, or receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So expanding that is a win-win, win-win-win, because we find this beautiful love from within. It changes the way we see love on the outside, but it also allows us to exchange greater amounts of love outward and receive love as well. So, the check-in here with your connection, I just feel like it's a great connection. I just feel like uh, continuing on your inner path. Try not to force anything in the outside world. Just focus on that inner self-love, and that raises your vibration of love, which then magnetizes your to bring in love closer. So I like that. So that is what they have for you. Guerra means war. I'm glad you enjoyed the message there. So many, many blessings. And again, thank you so much for your donation. It's greatly appreciated. All right. Many, many blessings. All right. So we are down to the last 15 minutes. I'm going to try to finish as many of the free readings as I can. Again, thank you guys so much for everyone that's given me a thumbs up on the video. It does help, uh, share the tsunami of love with the world. It helps the YouTube algorithm get excited about the videos of the channel, and they automatically share it with others. So it's something free. It seems small, but the YouTube algorithm really, really loves it, and it wants to share more of the videos with others. So thank you so much for those of you that have done that. All right. So Jan, you want to know, how is your love doing nowadays? All right, let's take a look here. How is your love? All right. Anything else? Okay. Well, it seems like they're in this place of nostalgia, looking back on old memories and doing some transformative work too. Because in addition to the Six of Cups, they have the Five of Cups, which the Five of Cups is, they're allowing themselves to feel whatever feels. Um, and of course, that takes them reflecting back into the past. But I feel like they're really stepping into their power, their emotional power. And they have the Three of Wands, which means they're changing directions on where they were before. I kind of feel like they were stuck in the past, kind of in a circular loop of feeling the old emotions, some old pains that they just kept nursing and rehearsing and looping. But I feel like they just grew tired of it, and felt they learned what they needed to learn, and now they've been taking steps on releasing that. So I like that. We have the Queen of Pentacles too, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So that supports the inner nurturing that they're doing. They're taking care of themselves. They're not just trying to bury things and keep burying it, even though it's like a zombie that raises and they keep burying it. They like, okay, I got to take care of the zombie. It's not going to stay down under the ground. It's going to keep coming up. So let me deal with it. And they've been dealing with it. And giving themselves that nurturing. So I like that. They also have the Knight, which is about movement and the quest after the Ace of Swords, which is, again, part of their discovering what their capital T truths are, those related to the higher realms, rooted in unconditional love, which is allowing them to release some old thoughts and old beliefs that no longer serve them. And I feel like they're in process of that, because the Knight is the movement, the quest. So they're in process of doing that right now. So that's kind of a check-in right now, how your love is doing nowadays. So that is what they have for you, Jan. So many blessings for you. All right. Continue moving down the list. Is your love your twin flame? Let me just pull a quick card on that for you, Jan. It's an easy, fast. Not a twin flame, but definitely a divine, a divine counterpart. So the Queen of Cups is all about emotion, wish fulfillment, really deep diving and having you, helping you with your deep Neptune, deep diving into your emotional experiences here. If you haven't looked at my pick a card on messages from your soulmate, soul partner, and or twin flame, if you check it out, it talks about the differences between all three of those, if you want to check that out too. All right. So many blessings to you, Jan. All right. And we are to Allrod. So we said you'll meet at a boat some weeks back, and you saw a dream when she saw you and a person on a small ship. You're both touching the steering gear of that ship. So is that person your future spouse? Oh, how interesting. I love that. Let me take a look here, Allrod, and let's get some confirmation for you. So is the person you saw in your dream touching the steering gear of the ship. Is that your future spouse? Got the Wheel of Fortune. So I would say that that is a yes, because this is all about movement and fated events and fated meetings. Very positive cards. That would be an affirmative for me on that. So I love that that you have met them on the boat in your dreams, but you possibly will meet them in person in your dreams. But that is great. I love that. So that is what they have for you there, Alrod. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's great. I love it. I remember the reading. All right. So, Mrs. Sweet Like Honey, should you pick 1, 2, 3, or 4? Let's take a look here. So, what does Spirit say? What's for your highest experience? Well, so you got the Strength card, the Devil card, the Temperance card, all these major arcana. They're like all over the place. I was looking for a 1, a 2, or 3, or a 4, but all of these are way beyond those numbers. But you got the 6 of staves, the 6 of wands, which is all about victory. There is no wrong choice. They will have messages for you. But yeah, they're not giving you any exact guidance in that one here. Let me see if they'll give any clarity. I feel like they're saying trust your intuition, trust your gut. You will know, especially by now, since you asked that question almost 2 hours ago. You probably already listened to those. Yeah. So if you picked, if there's 2 to pick from, you have the number 2, and then when you add 13 together, that equals 4. So I kind of feel like 2 and 4 might have specific things for you, whatever that might mean there for you. So you don't have to just pick one. What if this is for the pick a card, or I'm not sure what that was for, but that's what they have. Miss Sweet Like Honey. They're all about trust your intuition, which I like. I like testing that out. All right. So, Henry, you turned 31 years old on January 21st. Happy belated birthday. So, what is coming towards you around in this life? All right. So, I like this coming in for you, Henry. You've got the Ace of Wands, which is new passion, new drive, new ambition that's coming in for you. And the Two of Wands, which is about putting this into action. So you have this new passion, this new drive that's coming around for you in your life. It's something that ignites new things for you in your life, brings in power. And the Two of Wands is telling you about um, make plans towards it, make little steps and start making plans toward it. So I feel like there's this dream that you've been wanting to do that you kind of been putting off, because you have the King of Cups, which is your heart, and also all the kings are given a portion of air, which is mind. And so it's balancing heart and mind. But I feel like you've been afraid to express your heart. And I feel like this is you expressing your heart. This new passion, this new drive, this new ambition is something that you've been wanting to do like all your life. And you've wanted to do it, but you've just been holding back because you didn't think people would support you in it. But I feel like now you're just like, you know what? I'm I've been around for 31 years, and what am I waiting for to live my dream? To die? No, I'm ready to start making step towards my dream, even if it's a small little step every day. At the end of 365 days of a year, you've made 365 steps. And I feel like it's time now for you to step forward because you have the Nine of Wands here. And the Knight of Wands usually has 9 wands that are blocking your way, that are feel like an energetic block from you moving forward. But what's great about that, especially since you have the Ace of Wands card, is that you're realizing your power. You're realizing that you are the only one that can hold you back. And when you realize that and you grab on to your Ace of Wands, which is part of the 9, you're able to take it. And then suddenly there's this space that you can move through it and you get to progress forward because of that. But it's about you taking your power and you're ready to go, you know what? I'm tired of just existing. I'm ready to move forward and I'm ready to live this dream. So I really like that for you. So that is what they have for you right now, Henry. So that's a big step. So if you're not sure what that is, if you've been living your life for everyone else so much that you've forgotten what your dream is, take some time away, really connect to your higher heart, find out how you uniquely want to express your heart and unconditional love to the world. And you'll get clarity around that. And I like that. So that is what they have for you. All right. Well, in dreams, that's the whole thing. So um, even though it's a celebrity, the personality, the spirit of your future spouse it's like the higher self came in. But um, so much of our dreaming, what happens is our mind, even though it's at rest, it'll create um, characters that we feel safe for, that we feel accepting with. So it's not necessarily that particular celebrity, but they represent that for you. So the personality, the maybe even similar looks, um, but it's the energy of your future spouse, not the actual celebrity themselves. So I'm glad you clarified that because you don't want to become one of those stalkers. No, Bretta Zen said you're mine as they take you away in a police car. No, 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 don't do that. All right. So that's what they have for you there. All right. All right. So we are to the end of the session. I'm going to do one more free reading. That's going to be Patricia Scowen. So while I am completing that, um, anyone else that I wasn't able to get to, if you make a donation now, I will make sure to complete it in this session. So now's the time to do that. If you're not Patricia, anyone else, that'll be my last free one for this session. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain and tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I am here Wednesday through Sunday nights, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings as well. And before everyone starts taking off, let me make sure to repost that I also have a bi-weekly giveaway for some readings, and the next one is tomorrow. So after my morning session, I will close down the drawing, pull winner, and then announce it. I think I had like 17 comments last time I checked. So I will be pulling at least a 30-minute personal recorded reading. But if I get 30 or more comments, then I will also add in a 45-minute personal recorded reading. And if I get 45 or more comments, I'll add an additional 1 hour personal recorded reading. The last one, I had all three because we had 45 or more comments. So if you're interested, be sure to check that out. I also offer personal readings at a reasonable amount. So if you want to book a reading, you can also check the description box of this video down below. All that is mentioned there. See what else? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I think that's it. So, so those are the options there. Again, thank you guys so much for all of you that have given me a thumbs up on the video. It does help spread the love to the world. So thank you for being part of the tsunami of love. All right. So let's see, where did I leave off here? There we are. So Patricia, you are up. So you need a new home. Can you see one by March? Okay, let's see here. Do you find a new home by March? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? I do like this for you. You have the Magician card coming in, which is about you really stepping up and taking charge and really not, with this Three of Coins, the Three of Pentacles is about you staying true to the authentic you. And I like this because the combination of these two is about you stand forward in your strength and what you're wanting. You know, you get to step into the divine masculine where you're pursuing, you're putting action, you're doing what you can towards finding a home, but you're not backing off on what you want. You're not settling just because of, urgency and fear. You're really sticking to your guns, or in this case, sticking to your arrows. You're not moving off of that. And I like that because you do have the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. Um, it is a little bit about understand what it is truly, what is necessary, what you truly want, letting go of the expectations of what everyone else says you're supposed to, should have, need to have, blah, blah, blah. Get out of those fears, all those influences. Again, being true to your authentic self. What do you want in a home? There's like, well, I should have this and I should have that and should have this. But do you want that? No, you don't care. What do you want? You make a list of what's important to you and let that be your guide. But I do see this positiveness coming in here with that, the combination of those, because they wouldn't be telling you to do all that if you don't find a home, but they're telling you to stay true to you. Yeah, and Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Coins, which is about harvest and success and abundance in the outside world, but Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of you and having what you want to unfold. So I feel that's an affirmative, and that's what Spirit would have for you regarding that, Patricia. So many, many blessings to you. All right. I don't have any other donations, so we're going to close down this session for today. And let me just take a look here. All right. So that is what we have. I appreciate all of you guys so much. I'm so glad to be back. I missed you guys, gone for a week. Forced R&R, so I'm trying to continue to balance because we don't want to overdo things. But I appreciate you guys so much and all the love you give and all your support for each other and for me in the chat. I really, really am blown away by your guys' love so much. And please know, as you go through each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, have a great night, a great day, wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, much love. And you guys take care. Bye-bye.